Board of Zoning Appeals of the City of Decatur meeting to order. Would like a motion to approve the minutes of the May 15 meeting as previously distributed.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved as distributed. Next item, proof of publication is made a matter of record. This was distributed to all the board members along with affidavits for the application petitions, and I'd like a motion to have those made a matter of record.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded that the proof of publication and the affidavits for applicants' notification are made a matter of public record. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? The proof of publication and the affidavit for application is made a matter of public record. We're going to have a little departure from our normal meeting scenario tonight. Due to a family medical emergency, the representative of McDonald's Corporation is going to phone in, which is not our normal procedures, but we're first going to start with Mr. Keller. 1325 Bear Pass, Decatur, Indiana, is requesting a variance of the side yard setback requirement for a garage addition at his residence. Refer to City Code 150.046, minimum side yard. Mr. Keller, could you please come up and sit at the table? That microphone is on. Would you identify yourself and your address for the record, please?
Excuse me. I'm Franklin Neil Keller, which I go by most of the time, Neil, and I live with my wife at 1325 Bears Pass.
Thank you. Would you make a presentation of your request to the board, please? I
have asked for a variance to build an addition to the south side of the house, which means I'll be 2 foot closer, 2 foot closer than the 10 foot allowance. I have checked with the first thing I did, well, besides discussing it with my wife, was to contact Bill Swick, who is a neighbor of the south side, and got his okay with everything, and then I followed the procedure that with the building commissioner, distributing whatever paperwork was necessary and returning it as such.
Okay. Thank you very much. Does the board have any questions for Mr. Keller?
Mr. Zwick had no problem with what you want to do, Neil.
Yeah, we're on the south side, yeah.
But
basically it's going to be a garage.
He doesn't have any problem with you doing what you want to do.
No. Should
Okay, do we have any additional questions? Is there anybody in attendance in opposition to the application? Hearing and seeing none, is there anybody that would like to speak in support of the application?
I agree with you.
I want to make sure we give you the opportunity to speak your piece. Hearing none, do we have any more questions from the board?
No.
Nope.
All right, are we ready to read the findings of fact for the variance?
Yes.
Yes.
I have 6 individual questions that we will ask the board. Yes agrees and no disagrees. We will poll the board for their answers. First one, the granting of the variance will not permit, I want to back up. The exact wording of the variance would be to allow construction within 8 feet of the adjoining property line, which is a variance of 2 feet. But the exact wording would be it would allow construction within 8 feet. Building department in agreement with that?
Yes.
Okay. First one, the granting of the variance will not permit any use in any district which would be in conflict with the permitted uses of the district under the terms of the chapter.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It will not impair an adequate supply of light and air to adjacent property.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It will not unreasonably increase the congestion in public streets.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It will not increase the danger of fire or of public safety.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It will not unreasonably diminish or impair established property values within the surrounding area.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It will not in any other respect impair the public health, comfort, safety, morals, or welfare of the inhabitants of the city.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It is therefore the decision of the board that this petition for variance is either granted or denied.
Granted.
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 3 granted. Subject to any conditions, the restriction is it will allow construction within 8 feet of the adjoining property line. Adopted this 6th day? 5th day. Mr. Keller, your request for variance is approved.
Thank you.
While we're passing that back for signatures, I'm going to call Mr. Lucas.
The number you have dialed is not in service.
It works. I'll attest to it.
Mr. Cole. Mr. Lucas, this is Greg Kitson with the Decatur Board of Zoning Appeals. You're on speakerphone, and we've got some housekeeping that we need to take care of, and then I'll be ready for you to make your application.
Yes, thank you.
Can everybody hear Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is a bit of a departure from our normal meeting procedures, and this has been requested due to a medical emergency in George Lucas's family. So I want to read a couple of things into the public record to support that. The reasons that we're doing the phone application is the emergency, which occurred at a time when no other representative could be available in person. The project was previously reviewed by the Plan Commission for site plan approval, which was given. Mr. Lucas brought the need for the variance to the city's attention, which had the city realize the need, the city could have scheduled the variance request on the same day site plan approval had been given. Delaying the hearing potentially could cause hardship to the applicant through no fault of the applicant. Mr. Lucas, do you feel that represents the situation?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay, we're ready for you to make the application of your request for variance, please.
Okay. As was stated, there was an oversight. The placement of the trash corral and shed enclosure at the corner of Marshall and 13th Street. The placement of it is clearly in the front yard setback. The site's unique in that it has 4 front yard setbacks. We don't have any side yards or rear yards, if I read your ordinance correctly. So as this thing is going through the process for McDonald's legal review, they brought it to my attention, and I brought it to the city's attention to see what we needed to do. And a variance was obviously needed. The problem is the structure I'm talking about, the trash corral / shed enclosure, clearly sits in the front yard setbacks of both Marshall Street and 13th Street. There's another issue with the vision clearance triangle, as it would be plotted per ordinance, would put the shed portion of that clearly in the vision clearance triangle. The vision clearance triangle regulations, I believe, indicate that nothing can be obstruct vision between a height of 3 feet and 8 feet above grade at that corner. So, there really isn't another place on the site, given that it has 4 front yard setbacks, to place the trash corral and shed. The vision clearance triangle portion of it, because of the amount of green space between the right-of-way itself and 13th Street, I don't think it's going to be an issue, because there should be adequate room or adequate site distance for both egress traffic off of Marshall and ingress traffic off of 13th Street. The other issue would be any front yard, there's a height restriction on the height of a fence. The trash enclosure portion of this structure is actually a fence that encloses the dumpster. It screens the dumpster from view. The height restriction, I believe, in the front yard is 3 feet, or no more than 4 feet for any kind of a fence. So we're bringing it to your attention, and hopefully we can get this resolved. And I'd take any questions at this time.
Thank you very much for that very fact-filled presentation. Does the board have any questions for Mr. Lucas? Everybody's shaking their heads no?
No? No.
At this time. We don't have any additional questions. Is there anybody in attendance that would like to speak in opposition to the request for variance? Anybody in attendance that would like to speak in support of the request for variance? Hearing none, do we have any additional comments for Mr. Lucas from the board?
I'd just like to thank Mr. Lucas for bringing this to our attention. It's something the city didn't catch, and McDonald's, they caught it and brought it to our attention, and I really appreciate their professional approach.
Thank you.
Yes, agree.
Agreed. There's lots of heads shaking in agreement with that presentation. So, I believe we're ready. Anything from the city building department?
No, the old dumpster area was clearly in violation as well, so there's really nowhere on this lot that they could technically put this without being in violation. So as far as the building department is concerned, the location he's chosen is going to be fine. I've been to the site, I've measured it out. I don't think it's far enough back off of the highway. The only thing it's going to encroach on would be Marshall Street, and it's just going to block their view of customers coming in.
Mr. Lucas, did you hear that from our city building superintendent?
I did. Thank you, Mr. Whitty.
So we're good.
So, I have a question. Mr. Lucas, then, are you asking for variance from the code requirements regarding the vision clearance, regarding the height restrictions on the fence, and regarding the setback restrictions?
Technically, yes.
So it's really a variance of all three of those.
By allowing the structure to be placed in the front yard setback, I believe that would take care of the height requirement as well.
Okay.
So the three separate items would be setback on Marshall, setback 13th Street, and the site distance?
And the vision clearance triangle, and if your council feels that the height restriction in the front yard would also need to be a part of this, then I would add that to the variance request.
So potentially 4, if you include that.
So at this point, heads are nodding in agreement to your request for 4 bullet points on your variance request.
Okay.
Question for the city attorney. With the unique circumstance of this evening's meeting, have we met all of the requirements that we need to?
Yes.
And that was a positive response. Therefore, if we don't have any additional questions for Mr. Lucas, I'm going to go ahead and read the findings for the variance for the 4 bullet points that the city attorney is furiously writing down at the moment. Number 1. The granting of the variance will not permit any use in any district which would be in conflict with the permitted uses of the district under the terms of the chapter.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It will not impair an adequate supply of light and air to adjacent property.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It will not unreasonably increase the congestion on public streets.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It will not increase the danger of fire or of the public safety.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It will not unreasonably diminish or impair established property values within the surrounding area.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It will not in any other respect impair the public health, comfort, safety, morals, or welfare of the inhabitants of the city.
Yes.
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 3 yes, 0 no. It is therefore the decision of this board that the petition for variance is granted or denied.
Granted.
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 Mr. Lucas, your variance is granted with the 4 bullet point restrictions adopted this 5th day of June 2018. I would like to add my support to the professional way that this presentation was made and the responsible corporate citizen that McDonald's is being and has been for many, many years in our community.
Thank you. And thank you to Sharon Braun and Kurt Whitty and the entire Board of Zoning Appeals for the special accommodation for it. Thank you again.
Oh, our best to you and your family.
Exactly. We'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas.
Thank you.
All righty, we need signatures, gentlemen. Those are the 2 items that are on the agenda before the board this evening. Do we have any old business? Under new business, each of you received a proposed sign and parking ordinance for you review and recommendations. And it's my understanding that if we don't have any questions,
The ordinance is ready to go.
the ordinance is ready to go, and we just need to voice support towards council. Do we need to have a vote?
You can, if you want to have a vote in terms of recommending the adoption, as Kurt and Sharon have put together, that recommendation can be relayed to the council.
Any discussions, gentlemen?
Nope.
No. Mr. Haggard?
Nope.
The only questions I had really dealt with the sign ordinance as it dealt with political signage. And Sharon found where the politicians had exempted themselves from anything that resembles regulation for political signage. So there's nothing we can do about that.
There is one change that we ran across today. Under scope of section 3, political signs are signs announcing political candidates or issues, provided that such signs must be removed within 10 days. That is incorrect. According to state statute, it's 6 days. So we've made that change.
So you made the change from 10 to 6 to make it
Did you
in
get that
agreement
from
with the state
Correct.
regs.
It's 6 on what you sent me?
I'm pretty sure, double check it.
Okay.
There's a copy of it.
All right.
And I applaud the building department for all the effort that they put into this and trying to make sure that it's easy to read and understand by people who don't have to deal with this type of legal gobbledygook.
It's not an enticing reading.
No, it's not.
Do you have it, Jim?
Which, where would it be?
It would be under
Scope
scope.
number C,
Scope?
letter C.
No, actually, letter D. Number 5. D5.
Yeah, I went ahead and moved.
Oh, here's a different one. I got another one.
It's under scope, you said?
Letter C.
Yeah, it says within 6 days. Okay.
So you did have been in contact with other communities and kind of pooled everything to fit our needs?
Right, we got some sample documents from American Legal Publishing.
Oh, yeah. In Cincinnati?
So do I hear a motion from the board to recommend adoption to city council?
So move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Approved unanimously. for both the sign and the parking ordinance. Was that your
That's
intent?
correct. That's correct.
Yes.
Anything from the mayor or Mr. Bergdahl? Not on that. Anything else that you would like to speak before the Board of Zoning Appeals for? No. Okay. If that's the case, we don't have anything else. Do I hear a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen. And Ms. Sharon.
Yeah, thank you, guys.